there was always this sense of an other reality beyond the literal.
Take a look at a lot of his pictures, and it's not what they are, it's what he makes out of them.
I am Clarence John Lachlan, writer, photographer, lecturer, and above all, first and foremost, a book collector. I'm here appearing from the recesses of my loft to introduce you to some of the treasures of my library and the character and the atmosphere of this attic. Okay? We don't have enough film. So how do we do it? Oh boy, there's something else I saw that's got to be in. It's got to be shown.
Okay. Are you ready to do this?
Now wait a minute, let me think some more. Don't start rushing me because we're going to end up by wasting film.
Okay.
Let me think some more how we're going to do this. You've got how many minutes left?
Well, we've got about...
Clarence is right. We didn't have enough film or videotape. I shot 2.5 hours of tape and never covered the categories to Clarence's satisfaction.
Now wait, one more thing.
What I didn't realize was I had the only footage of Clarence John Lachlan when he lived in the Pontalba. I knew I should do something with the footage, so I did some research, and I found that the Historic New Orleans collection had thousands of his documents, his photographs, and owned all the rights. I was told that if I wanted to do a documentary on Lachlan, I better pay them a visit. So I went to the Williams Research Center and started to look into the life of Clarence John Lachlan. It was actually fascinating. I found more and more. And then when I was looking through some of his personal papers, I found this. It turns out that Clarence saved the agreement that he typed up while we were there. David and I did not sign it, but it did bring back lots of memories.
We don't have enough film. Now, while we're at it, before he turns the thing on.
It's on now, by the way.
Oh, Jesus Christ. You better cut it off again.
That's the way we started, and it didn't get much better. So I thought maybe in the edit, I'd take another approach.
That's a good question. His imagination. Probably his fervor, because whatever he wanted a lot.
Clarence was a very driven man, demanding, but he could also be charming. He was married 5 times, twice to the same woman. He taught himself how to use a view camera, built his own darkroom, and became a successful architectural photographer working for the WPA. He started to experiment, and people started to notice his work. He got a job with Vogue and had his first encounter with Edward Steichen. They didn't get along, and he publicly told people of this. But Steichen was a gatekeeper, and he kept Clarence out of the art elite. He was rubbing shoulders and often ruffling the feathers of the great artists of his day. He's often credited as the father of American surrealist photography. Although his work is in most collections, he still isn't well known. Maybe it's because of the way that he acted during his life.
I was a friend of Clarence when he was alive. I'm a good friend of him now that he's dead, although we went to Paris to try and find him. He's supposed to be in Père Lachaise, but we couldn't find him anywhere, and nobody knows who he is.